What's up, everyone? I'm Tamara, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe because if you don't, you may never find my channel again because it's difficult to find. The words in the channel title are too common, so it gets lost in the shuffle. So I want you to stay hanging with me. So today we're going to explore if your parents are borderline personality disorder or they have CPTSD or a combination of the two, there's a clue to know that that is the truth. And it could be because you're afraid of a lot of things. Like you're just a very fearful person. And I will explain that even more. And if you are fortunate enough to have escaped the genetic component of borderline personality disorder, maybe one of your parents isn't a borderline, and so you narrowly escaped, but not without a few dings and dents. And one of those dings and dents is fearful, being afraid of a lot of things that could translate into phobias. Like you might be afraid of spiders, heights, public speaking, snakes. You might have some, what do you call it, social anxiety. You might be afraid of the weather, tornadoes, hurricanes, floods. You might be laced with a ton of fear. You might be a jumpy sort of person. You might be very vigilant, like kind of scan your environment, always kind of looking around, making sure everything is okay, trying to think ahead, trying to make sure that you are safe. So safety will be a byproduct of having parents with these disorders. Where does this fraidy cat come from? It comes from having to deal with someone who couldn't regulate their emotions very well. So you experience a lot of high highs, a lot of low lows. You experience a person who was always on the lookout also for danger or, shh, what's happening now? What's that? What's going on? And this person, you never knew if you're going to get a flood of really toxic, elevated, high strung emotions like yelling, screaming, tantrums. You had to walk on eggshells to a certain extent, even though you may have developed a temper of your own where you are easily frustrated, aggravated, yelling at people. You modeled after someone who couldn't regulate their emotions, but you can regulate your emotions if you really work at it, and it won't be as difficult. So you experienced a roller coaster of emotions and you never knew what was going to set the person off. They could be happy and just fine, and then they go into their trigger mode and they are going off on you, mad at you, angry at you, yelling at you, cursing you out in your face. So you just sometimes you didn't know when that was coming. So if you didn't know when that was coming, then you got to always kind of have your guard up. You always got to have your dukes up so that you're ready to handle whatever situation comes at you. So you're always kind of looking at people, not all people, but some people with kind of like this skepticism, like, what do they want? What are they doing? What are they gonna need? You may always try to anticipate people. You might also be geared up all the time and ready to fight if you need to, or get yourself out of a situation. So you probably have some pretty well developed intuition. Either you are overly sensitive, which you probably are going to be sensitive anyway to people. You will be, so let's talk about that. Sensitivity, you're going to be more sensitive to people, more caring, more compassionate, probably go out of your way to an extreme degree. You might also be over the top in certain areas, whether it's I'm decorating and I'm going to go over the top and make it amazing, or you're sensitive to people's sadness and you kind of climb in with them because you're codependent also. So you've learned to put someone else's needs before your own, and it's a habit. And when you don't have that happening, you might even feel a little empty or like, I don't have anybody who needs me in that way. So you can either be a person who's naturally intuitive, or you can be overly sensitive in the sense that there's a little element of paranoia, not to the degree that someone with BPD would have, but you can misinterpret people's comments or actions as attacks. Or what do they mean by that? Why do they say that? And the person may not admit a darn thing. They were just talking. So you can have a heightened sensitivity to people that gets you going and gets you upset unnecessarily. Or you have a heightened intuition where you are reading people. You've learned to read people very well, and that comes from a place of survival. So a lot of things you do are driven by fear. You may be excellent at certain things, and people have no idea that the way you become excellent at certain things is because you're driven by fear. So I have to go above and beyond. I have to perfect it. I have to make everything just right, because that angry parent might come in and criticize you, break you down, tell you why you're worthless or why you aren't worth anything, aren't going to be anything, why you're a piece of trash or whatever, the mood might entail. So you've got to be great because you don't want the monster to come out. So just curious if anyone else experiences enormous fear. It could be because you may have BPD or CPTSD, but you could also have a parent that had those disorders, and it has caused you to live your life in a fear-based way. So one of the things that you have to work on is not reacting to everything, every piece of news, every piece of everything. What are they about to say? Why are they acting like something hurt? Why are they talking in a higher pitched voice? Why are they jumping? Why are they yelling? Everything can send you back into fear. So you have to kind of regulate that and tell yourself to not react to every single thing. You might also want to try finding some songs that you really like and spend a concerted effort every day listening to music that you really, really love and that you can get into and let it heal you. I think there are some healing properties in music that are different from talk therapy, and just sink into the music. Let it relax you. Let it make you work some things out in a fun and feel good sort of way. Have you been in a toxic relationship before? You might want to check out my book, Flip the Script on Love, or The Workplace NaRCISSiST, so that you can get your love life back on track and so that you can understand difficult people better. I wrote it just like I'm figuring out, as a counselor, I figure out a lot of things about personality disorders and all that stuff, but I put some things in a book to help you guys out. I'll put the link in the description box. Be sure to like the video because honestly, it helps the algorithms and I want people to be helped. So that's one way that, hey, you can help me out a little bit, and I would certainly appreciate it. And I really do enjoy that you took some time to watch my video today, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.